Yo, yo. Have another Facebook Live by the fire again. Take a few minutes, let a few people jump on. Check out the weather. Kind of overcast. Beautiful here in South. Say hello, Patty.
It's yucky outside, Chris.
Yeah. What's up, Nick? Nick is probably one of the baddest students I've ever coached. This dude is a freaking stud. I'm gonna have him on my show here soon. Please state where you're from. Give me some love. Give me some likes. Give me some shares. Fred, what's going on? Victor, Kyle, Keegan, Marissa, Dominique. Share and invite, please. Hey, hey. Mike, what's going on? Jonah, how's that fast going, man? I've been watching. I'm hurting for you, dude. 7 days of straight fasting with no food. But that's good, man. I love fasting's awesome for you. It rejuvenates the body. I do a lot of fasting. Paul, what's going on, Paul?
Tell Dad hello.
Jay, what's up? Larry.
Go tell Dad.
Say hey, my baby.
Say hey.
Say hey. Say hey, hey. All right. Marissa from Austin, Texas. She's another one of my students from Austin.
Say hey.
Say hey, my baby. Tell them hey before we jump on.
Say hi.
Say hey. What?
Skills
pay the bills. That's right. That's right. All right. All right. So let's get started. So look, we got enough people in here. We got about 20 people. So Jay, what's up, Jay Asubar? Jay's another one of my students from Utah, killing it. I want to talk to you guys about, how to double your wholesaling business overnight, and I had this happen to me because when I first got into the game, I was just trying to sell to anybody that I could, right? I was like a freaking whore, right? I would just sell my deals to anybody. So what you want to do is you want to be very particular on who you sell your deals to, because not every investor is the same, meaning not every investor will buy your deals for the same amount as other investors, meaning stop selling your deals to flippers. That will revolutionize and change your whole wholesaling business. Stop selling your deals to flippers. Now, granted, you can't always not sell your deals to flippers because not every deal is going to be a landlord special. But if you can get to a point where you have a huge cash buyers list, and the majority of your cash buyers are flippers, and that's who you're pitching your deals to first, you will double or triple your wholesaling business. I'll tell you why. Because they will pay 2 to 3 times more than any other flipper. And the reason that is because flippers got to make money on it, right? Not that landlords are not going to make money on it, but they're more into it for the long haul, right? They want to buy and hold. They want to make money over time, right? So they're much willing to pay, 80 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar, 75 cents on the dollar for your deals versus a flipper who's going to probably give you 50, 40 cents on the dollar depending on how much work it needs. So build a huge cash buyers list, hyper focus on all the landlords in your area, find all the big players that have all the biggest holdings of real estate, and pitch your deals to them first, right? That's one strategy I use that I doubled my wholesaling business. What's up, Dave? Dave's one of my students. Scott, Anthony, what's going on? So Robin, what's happening? Now, another thing you can do, you can not flip your deals, not wholesale your deals, but hotel your deals, right? If you don't know what a hotel is, it's not a full flip and it's not a wholesale, right? It's where you buy a property that doesn't need a whole lot of work. It might need maybe paint and floors. You go ahead and buy it, close on it. You can do it with hard money, your own money, or get a loan from the bank, partner up with somebody, and go ahead and buy it. Do some minor repairs, maybe put $5,000, $10,000, and then throw it back on MLS, right? Now that's a hotel. That'll help you get higher spreads because basically you're wholesaling it to a full retail buyer, right? You're wholesaling it to a full retail buyer, which is different than wholesaling it. You're wholesaling it to an investor. When you wholesale, though, it's real important that you have to be careful, because if you try to wholesale in a down market, it's going to be tough. You only want to wholesale because wholesaling is dangerous. It's a lot more dangerous than than flipping, because I would only suggest that you wholesale in a high-end market where the market's on fire, like places like Florida, Texas, California, Colorado. Kenneth, what's up, my brother? I would only, Ruben, what's going on, my brother? I would only, Austin, what's happening? Only hotel your deals in extremely high, let's say high-end, really hot markets, bull markets, right? Markets that are really killing it. Because you'll have way more buyers that are okay with buying a property that's not fully fixed up. They're okay with doing that because the market's so hot and inventory is so tight. They'll pay, a little bit less. They'll give you 95 cents on the dollar for a deal if it's not too messed up, right? Now, granted, it's a give and take. You can't wholesale every deal. Like there's some deals if a property needs $100,000 worth of work, you can't buy it and put $20,000 into it and think you're going to wholesale it. It's not going to work. It has to be. It's a particular niche property, meaning it's a property that you got that hardly needs any rehab work. It just needs minor repairs, and you can just do a little bit of work and throw it back on MLS. So that's wholesaling, but I only recommend you doing that. Dan, what's going on, Dan? Tim from Atlanta. Scott, Rich, what's up, my brother? Alan, Mr. Rood, salute, thank you. That's right, brother. 10X, that's right. Jessica, what's going on? I only recommend you wholesaling in up markets. If you're in a depressed market, the inventory's high, do not try to wholesale. Inventory's really, really tight and low, go ahead and try to wholesale. Increase the spreads. I know guys that made 70, 80, 100 grand on hotel deals without having to put a whole lot of work into it because, the market's on fire. Inventory's tight. You can get away with that. But otherwise, if you're not in a high-end market or a market that's on fire, go ahead and just wholesale it, right? And wholesale your deals to landlords first. Hyper-focus on building a huge cash buyers list of just landlords. And not that you can't add flippers, because I still sell a lot of flippers, but you want to definitely focus on landlords. Brandon, what's going on? Alyssa, Alan, Cody, Matt, any questions? Any you guys have any questions that you want me to answer? Matt, what's going on? Put on your notifications too for next time I'm on. You can get a notification that I'm coming on, so that way you can hop on earlier. So, any questions before we move on to some other topics? Dean, what's going on? Dean, I know it's cold where you at. I talked to you earlier in the week. I think it was Monday I talked to you. All this makes sense. So you want to increase your spreads, guys. Don't give away these deals. Some of these deals, and I was guilty of this early on. I was giving my deals away for too cheap, man. I was giving away tons of equity, not making as much as I should, and not really capitalizing on all the equity I had in a property. Just trying to hurry up and sell it, right? Don't get nervous. Just don't freaking hurry up and sell it. Ruben, I have a potential deal in the Awesome, Ruben. Congrats on that, man. Candace, great info. Chris, what do you think about Airbnb, your deal? Okay, Candace, that's a great question. I don't know enough about Airbnb. I kind of know a little bit about it. I know basically you're renting out houses per room, right? You're renting out a house and you're renting out per room. I know people doing really well with it. I don't know enough about it to really comment.
We are going to start trying.
However, I just bought a house in Destin, Florida. We may try Airbnb. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted on that. Matt, summertime here in, what is that? NZ. Toasties. Awesome. All right, so Patan, what's going on, Patan? Chase, what's happening? So anyway, guys, let's move on to another subject. So just if you're jumping on, remember we're talking about how to increase your spreads, how to double your wholesaling business by building up a cash buyers list of landlords, not flippers first. Now, where do you find these landlords, right? A really ninja way to find landlords is to go to, Cody, what's happening? Go to the Section 8 office of your town and go network with all the girls over there. They know all the landlords in town. If you don't know what Section 8 is, it's government housing. It's basically where the government will come in and pay for, all the housing of low-end properties for most of these tenants. And if you get set up with Section 8 housing, what happens is the Section 8 ladies will send you leads where they can come and rent your house, and the government pays for like 90% of it. So go to Section 8 housing, network with all those girls, ask her, hey, who's the biggest landlords in town? Like who has the most Section 8 houses? Network with those girls, call those guys, get them on your list, and they would love to buy your deals, and they'll give you a premium for it. Another good way, go to the sheriff sales. Go to the courthouse sheriff sales where they do the foreclosures. There's going to be tons of landlords and flippers over there. You can get a ton of good potential buyers for your deals at the sheriff's auctions. Now, once you get 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys that are really good buyers, they're buying a lot of your deals. Ben, what's going on, my brother? Mike, what's happening? once you get 4 or 5 of these really, really good guys, they're going to end up buying everything you got. Then you want to take these guys out to lunch, wine them and dine them, and find out who their buddies are, because landlords network with other landlords and they're all buddies, right? They know all the other landlords in town, right? So network with these guys, go in and take them to lunch, take them out for a beer, whatever, lunch or dinner, and really become their friend and ask them, hey, look, do you have any buddies that would be interested in some of my deals? And that would be that's a killer way to find out all the other landlords, because they know other. If you're a landlord and you're a big player in town, you know all the other landlords. It's just common, right? So, all right, let's see what the question. So you're wholesaling to Keegan. So you're wholesaling to the land. Exactly, Keegan. I try to. Mama, what's wrong with Anderson? What you did to her? She's having a breakdown. Daughter's having a breakdown. Okay, so yeah. So I try to sell my deals to landlord first. Not every deal is going to qualify for a landlord special. Some of these deals you have to sell to flippers because they're like totally trash. Typically landlords don't want a house that's totally trash. They want something they can put maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 grand into, maybe 30, and then rent out. But if it's like really, really toasted and messed up and it needs a ton of work, you're going to have to sell that to a flipper. And your margins, your profit margins are going to be marginal. They're not going to be as good as what you would if you could sell it to a flipper. All right, let's take some questions here. So Keegan, you're selling to, yeah, Keegan, I'm definitely concentrating on landlords. Mike, what's your favorite tap rooting tactic? Tap rooting, what does that mean, tap rooting tactic? What do you mean, to get roots out of your plumbing? Is that what you're talking about? I don't do any of that. I call a plumber, man. I'm not a tap rooting specialist, right? I call plumbers for that. I call specialists. Dustin, what's going on? Nicole, Alice, Marilyn. No, man, I don't know anything about tap rooting. I think that's what you mean. Let's see. Do you flip or just wholesale? So, Keegan, great question. I'm mostly wholesale because I'm a firm believer that a quick nickel beats a slow dime. I think flipping is, it's fun and great. A lot of people like to do that, and flippers are kind of glorified across the country. But I do believe wholesaling is where it's at, because when you got a deal under contract, if I can make a quick 10 grand in 2 weeks and be out of the deal with no risk, versus having to take a property, rehab it for 2 or 3 months, put it back on MLS for another 2 months, and then take another 30 days to sell, you may make more money. You may make 30, 40 grand on a deal, but you waited 6 months. Who made more money? The person that made 10 grand in 2 weeks, or the person that made 30, 40 grand in 6 months? I made more money. Time is money. You got to measure it in time, right? So, but we do, flip. My wife right here, hashtag the flipping bitch.
I'm trying to eat.
That's what I call her, guys. So anyway, yes, sometimes we'll flip.
I like to flip.
Yeah, she likes it flip, and she has to really beg me to flip a deal, because it has to be, the margins have to be so good. If you have here's the beautiful thing about having a wholesaling business. If you have all these leads coming in, you can cherry pick the best deals, like the ones that are like super awesome that we can make 50, 60, 70,000, on a deal. I'm going to keep, right? I'm not going to. And if it doesn't need a lot of work, it has to meet my criteria. It can't need no more than probably 30, maybe 40 grand worth of work, and it's got to be something I can rehab within a month and a half, 2 months max. Anything that goes beyond that, I'll wholesale it, because you're getting past the point where it's like, man, it's just too much time involved, and it's got to be in a great school district, great neighborhood, and I have to have a hedge, right? It's got to be in a great rental area, because if it doesn't sell, I want to know I got to know in the back of my mind as my hedge that if the economy crashes while I'm flipping this, can I rent this? Will I be able to get a good return on my investment? Like, we're flipping a house right now, we'll probably make about 60 grand on. We're almost done with it. If it doesn't sell, I'm not worried about it. I can get $1,500, $1,600 a month for it, and I'll be into it for $120,000. So we'll make $500 a month positive cash flow, and I know it's going to rent. So, Mike, going through to their network. Exactly, Mike. Get 2 or 3 guys that are the biggest landlords in town, and then leverage their network. Take them out to lunch. Take them to dinner. Call them, and really, really build a lot of rapport with them. Get these guys to really like you. Mike, meeting their people. Exactly, Mike. Just meet their people. Anthony, Eric, Zane, Tony Carroll, David, Randy. Keegan, where do you get your best leads from? Man, Keegan, that's hard to say. The best leads, look, we're hitting about 13 marketing channels right now. So, there's no one lead source that's really better than anyone else. If I were just getting started, I would start with bandit signs. You know, a lot of people say direct mail. Look, here's the thing about direct mail. If you're gonna start with direct mail, you better be in a niche market, because if you're in a highly competitive market, you're gonna burn through so much cash. You're gonna have so much competition. It's not worth it. You want to make sure that you're doing things that other people aren't doing to generate leads. You know, all these, you know, a lot of people, a lot of gurus and coaches are saying, hey, yeah, start with direct mail, yada, yada, yada. I disagree with that. I mean, unless you can go hard with direct mail and spend, you know, 10 grand a month, 5 grand a month, I wouldn't suggest starting with it. And I know people making a lot of money with direct mail, so I don't want to sit here and say it applies to every market. But if you're in a highly competitive market, you know, Las Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Tampa Bay, you know, super high-end markets, there's a lot of competition in those markets. I would not start off with direct mail. Direct mail is where you end. You know, you want to do that last. Once you've made it and you're making a lot of money, I would definitely start off with, you know, driving. If I were just getting started and I didn't have a lot of money, driving for dollars. Go around and get a pen and paper. Drive around neighborhoods that look, you know, older neighborhoods that are like 20 years old, that houses that look distressed. You know, another good indicator, if there's a tarp, you know, over a roof, these people can't afford to put a roof. Write their address down, send them a letter, or go door knock them. Door knock them's even better. You can go ride around for a couple hours and probably get 30, 40 addresses of houses that look distressed, but don't go into brand new neighborhoods. I mean, obviously, there's no equity in brand new neighborhoods. You want to go in 20, 25, 30-year-old properties. Even 15, 20-year-old properties are good too. Write a bunch of addresses down and send them a letter, or just go door knock them. Just say, hey, look, me and my partners are looking to buy properties in the area. Would you consider selling your property? And they'd be like, wow, you really want to buy my property? And you never know. You never know what happens. You got to go shake the trees, guys. And this business ain't easy. Like, you got to work, right? You got to sit there and do the work. It's not pie in the sky. Like, it's a business. Like, it takes a lot of work to get momentum going in this business. But once you get momentum going, you got a lot of leads going, you can make good money in this business. So, but yeah, Key, I would start off with bandit signs and driving for dollars. That's what I would start with.
What you doing, Arden?
Jason, what's going on? Jason's a student from Slidell, Louisiana, just joined. He's going to kill it over there. Zach. Ruben, quick cash. That's right, Ruben. David. Bill Russell. What's going on, Bill? Jared Spears. Jared Spears is a killer from, it's not Dayton. I keep saying you're from Dayton. You're not from Dayton, Ohio, but you're from Ohio. But he's killing it over there. Ruben says, the deal needs to make sense. Exactly. There's no set way to do it, right? Like, you have to, every deal that comes through, you have to measure it, look at it, and there's 3 criteria I usually go by. You know, price, motivation, location. Price, motivation, location. And that's how I make a judgment on, like, am I going to wholesale this deal? Am I going to keep it as a rental? Am I going to flip it? Am I going to wholesale it? You know, you got these 4 strategies once you get the deal, and you can just, you let it look at the deal. What makes the most sense? If I can buy a property for 30 grand and I can get $900 to $1,000 a month for it, easy, and it's in a good school district, I'm gonna go ahead and keep that deal, right? You know, because I could probably only wholesale it and make 5, 10 grand, but I can make 10 grand in the first year, or, you know, or 8 grand just renting it in the first year. So it's like, I'd rather hold on to that property. You see what I'm saying? So you wouldn't really want to wholesale a deal like that, because it wouldn't make sense, because you know, you're gonna make quick cash, but you're gonna kill it over the long run with the rental, right? Let's see, Carlos, what's up? Eric, what's going on? Eric is from Los Angeles. Do you hit up asset managers at the banks for deals? So Eric, you know, I'll talk to some bankers. Like, I'll try to, you know, here and there, I'll say, hey, like, you got any inventory I need to move? But honestly, the deals are not with the banks. The deals are not on MLS. The deals are off market, meaning marketing to people that are distressed. Those are where the deals. Once the bank has them, they're no longer a deal. Every time I've talked to a bank, they want a little less than full retail. That's not a deal. I mean, exactly. The house is messed up. The only time, let me tell you when a good time is to get from the bank. When the economy crashes, like in 2008, then the banks they're stressing. Patty, he's about to knock over that. The banks are stressing out because they have so much inventory and they got to unload it. Then you can get a lot of good deals from the bank once, you know, the economy crashes and they're overloaded with inventory. But when the economy's booming like it is now and they have a foreclosure here and there and there's not that many foreclosures, they're not going to give away these deals for cheap.
Really know how bad the house is.
Let's see. I hope that answers your question, Eric. Give me a like, some love, some shares, guys. Make sure all this makes sense. Ruben, no DM. No direct mail. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying it doesn't work. We do a little bit of direct mail, but I mean, it's you know, it's not a whole lot, guys. It's not a whole lot. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work, but it's not where you should start. If you're making a lot of money, yes, scale into direct mail. Stephen Young, do you teach virtual wholesaling in those hot markets? Stephen, you know, I don't really teach it per se because I don't really do it. I mean, I'm working about 4 markets right now, anywhere from an hour to 3 hours away. The best way to do virtual wholesaling is to have a boots on the ground. Boots on the ground, Stephen. For you guys that are not following Stephen Young, by the way, this dude is a killer salesman. He's probably the best sales guy that I've ever seen in my entire life. So follow that guy, Stephen Young. He's a freaking killer. But back to your question, Stephen. You know, if you're going to get into virtual wholesaling, what you want to do is you want to get a partner. And what you're going to do is, first of all, he's got to be a people person. He's got to have some skill sets. He's got to be able to close people. Because like being a good wholesaler, a good acquisition manager, you got to have skills, right? Skills get the deals. You got to be a good closer. You got to be a good sales guy. You got to be a people person. Make sure you find somebody that's a people person in the market that you want to work. And what you're going to do is you're going to trade. You're going to trade value. The person that's in the market that's not in the market that they're going to actually be wholesaling needs to be paying for the marketing. And the person that's in the market that you want to wholesale in needs to be doing all the work. So you're trading out value, right? One's going to put out the cash for the marketing. The other one's going to put out the effort and work and the sweat equity to go get the deals, right? And you do 50-50, right? That would be the smartest way to virtual wholesale. Now, like, I don't want to give too much information on virtual wholesaling because I'm not a virtual wholesaler. I like to master my backyard and then scale from there. Master your backyard where you live and then just start working your way outward, right? East, west, north, south to the bigger markets to where you slowly take over it from the inside out, right? If you're in freaking, you know,
you're too controlling.
And I'm too controlling the virtual. I'm a control freak, you know. But if you're in freaking New Jersey and you've never wholesaled before and you're trying to wholesale deals in Florida, Anderson, come back, my baby. I wouldn't start off with, you know, virtual wholesaling. You know, that's not where you start. I know a lot of people say, oh, start off with virtual wholesale. No, master your backyard first. Learn the business. Get your feet wet. Get dirty. Get your elbows bruised up. Go see the homeowners. Go and actually talk with them and, you know, figure out the business. Figure out how the A to Z operation works. If you're just going to get in the business and say, oh, I'm going to become a virtual wholesaler, that don't make any sense, man. Just learn your backyard. Do the work. Go out there. Get some marketing going out, get some leads coming in, actually go on appointments and see how a transaction works and how a deal actually, you know, from start to finish goes before you start getting into other markets. All right, hope that answers your question. Steven, Bill, what's going on? Jamie, Josh, Jason, what's up, man? Keith, what's going on? Keith's one of my students from Dallas. Keegan, what do your bandit signs say? Dude, something simple. You know, we buy houses. What's your phone number? Simple as that. Really easy, Keegan. Benjamin, what's going on? Jared says Dayton. Okay, so it is Dayton. I was right. Jared, it is Dayton, Ohio. Kevin, what's up? What's up, Kevin? So guys, look, if you want to get into this, I have a program. I can show you how to do this. And I have a lot of, well, I say I have a lot. How many growth con tickets we have left? About 4, 5? We don't have a whole lot. If you want to go to the 10X Growth Con, I'm the featured 10X Platinum sponsor. I have a few tickets left.
All of y'all need to go to the 10X.
And even if you don't want to get into wholesaling, you need to go to Growth Con. It's a great experience. It'll freaking blow your mind to listen to billionaires talk and listen how they operate their business. If you want to take your business to the next level, that's where you need to be. But if you want to learn about real estate investing, you want to start with wholesaling and you want to come to my program. I will teach you how to kill this business, how to crush it. I mean, I'm going to freaking work with you one-on-one. I'm going to answer all your questions. Like, I'm really, really, hands-on.
Invested interest in their success.
Yeah, I want to help. Look, if you're successful, I'm successful. So I'm not somebody that's just going to take your money and be like, hey, no, I'm done with you. Like, my students get a lot of my attention. I help them. I love them. I want to help them. Like, when they make money, like, it gives me the goosebumps because they better help somebody. It's freaking awesome, right? And real estate is such a huge business. Like, there's so many different ways to make money in wholesaling, but you start with there's so many different ways to make money in real estate, but you should start with wholesaling, and from there you can get into flipping, wholesaling, and you want to end with buy and hold. You want to use your wholesaling business to generate deals. Mama, they're throwing rocks everywhere. Go handle that. Sorry, guys. You want to use your wholesaling business eventually to build a huge portfolio of rentals, right? I mean, look, I get the best deals. Like, I buy stuff for half of what they're worth. So, Anthony, you're You the man, Chris. I'll be back soon. Awesome, Anthony. I'd love to have you back, my brother. I know you can do it. Brad, what's going on? How's the Denver market, Brad?
Sweep it.
Brad's from Denver, Colorado. He's a flipper. Randy, what's the best way to build your buyers list from just starting out?
Needs to be done.
The cheapest way, I would say, go to Craigslist and just post some ghost ads, and say, hey, I'm looking for buyers in this area. I mean, you'll have tons of people calling you. Like, finding buyers is easy, guys. That's the easy part of this game. The hardest part is finding the deals. But yeah,
Everybody wants to buy a deal.
yeah, everybody wants to buy a deal. But yeah, go to Craigslist, networking. Go to RIA meetings.
Over there.
Network with realtors. Networking with realtors is a great way to find cash buyers. Corey, what's going on? Cody Hoffine, what's up, Cody Hoffine? Cody Hoffine's a stud from Utah. What's up, my brother?
Right?
Kevin, what's up, Chris?
You gonna live?
Greg, William, Christopher. Let's see. Whale's one of my students from. I think you're in Florida, right, Whale?
You okay?
I think you're in Florida. Ruben.
Wait,
I like the new car, Chris. Congrats. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, Mama wants a car now. Mama, what you want? Tell them what you want.
I want that G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. Oh, Lord, you're getting too high in for me. I think we should get her a Kia Sophia. We'll get her a loaded out Kia Sophia. Let's see, Nick. I'm doing virtual wholesaling in 6 markets. I've done a lot of flips and wholesale deals. Chris Rood is 100% right on starting in your backyard. Exactly. See, Nick made a good point, but Nick's a pro at this. I mean, Nick's flipped over 40. Nick, by the way, is from Las Vegas. He's in my program. He, he's a killer flipper. He's probably one of the biggest flippers in Las Vegas, but he's exactly right. Master your backyard. Do a lot of deals. Mama, go turn on the lights out here.
Okay.
Master your backyard and figure out the business, internally first, right? In your area. Master that, and then you can get into different markets. All right. Phyllis, what's going on? Anthony, does your program teach how to build a lengthy cash buyers list? Absolutely, Anthony. We have extensive training on how to find buyers. We have once a week group coaching calls. You're going to be able to talk to me during the day on Voxer. You're going to be able to talk to me on Facebook. Like, we have all the resources you need. Tons of service. That's what you're going to need. Because look, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of wholesalers fail because this is a situational business. You need help on the fly, meaning things pop up that you're not going to expect it, like that I can't predict for you.
Every sale is different.
Every sale is different. Everything that happens in this business, there's not one deal that's the same. It's a different dance for every deal. So where I come in and provide tons of value to my students is that they can hit me up on Voxer. I can answer all their questions within 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes or an hour, worst case scenario. And they have unlimited access to me. And that's the value I bring to my students, because there's a lot of things that pop up. Like I said, this is a situational business, right? Hope that answers your question, Anthony. If you want it, Anthony, go to chrisrood.com and book a call with me. I'd love to get you on the phone and actually talk to you about how you can get started. And finding cash buyers in the area. Yes, absolutely. Don't stress about cash buyers. They're everywhere. We have 450 people on our cash buyers list. They're everywhere.
Love you.
Yeah, and they love me.
Yes.
I guess so. I give them tons of great deals. Ruben, eventually you want to escape a job. Exactly, Ruben. Look, and Ruben brings up a great point. You don't have to, do this full time. I have students doing this part time, making an extra 5-10 grand a month on the side. You can realistically do this, for 15, 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week on the side. Now, you have to hustle if you have a full-time job. I got Jared Spears from Dayton, Ohio. This dude had a job working 70 hours a week and still made $8,500 on his first deal within 30 days in my program, right? 30 days. Can you believe that? But it does take some work. There's nobody going to give it to you. You got to go out and get it, right? Brad, you're in Florida now? When you moved to Florida? I thought you were in Denver, my brother, when I talked to you on the phone a while back.
In Florida now.
Maybe you moved to Florida. Which part of Florida are you in? Keegan said, do you have a goal to do multifamily? Okay, Keegan, that's a great point, Keegan. Look.
Oh, watch it.
Watching and knock my wine over, my baby.
Don't wine over.
I'm not a big advocate of multifamily, and I'll tell you why. When you're first getting started, right, you want to start off with single-family homes because they're less risky than multifamily.
Tampa.
For one, he's from Tampa, okay. Mm-hmm. For one, multifamily, if you buy, let's just say you start off with a 4-plex, right? If you don't buy it right, and let's just say it doesn't work out for you, and you say, hey, I don't like this crap, I don't want to be a landlord, I don't want this duplex, guess what? You're going to have to give it away. Why do I say that? Because you're going to have to sell it to another investor, right? and they're not going to want to buy it from you for they ain't going to pay full retail. They're going to want it for a really good deal. So if you didn't buy it right, you're gonna take a loss on it.
Okay.
However, on the single family play, if you start with single family homes and you buy one and you say you don't want to do this and you rent it out, guess what? There's a huge pool of people, retail buyers, that'll buy this deal from you. Does that make sense, Keegan? Because if you get in a multifamily game and it's less risky, you have so many more options, right? And if you buy a multifamily, if you got, say, a 8-plex, 12-plex, 4-plex, duplex, whatever it is, it's not like you can break it off and sell one side. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. I'm sure there's ways of doing that. But I have a huge portfolio of single-family homes. If I want, I could sell off one here, one there to full retail buyers, or I can wholesale them to investors, and I can go for the retail. And I'm not stuck, like all of my properties are not stuck to one property, right?
And it's relative to the area.
Yeah, and it is relative to the area because
you don't have a lot of multifamilies
no,
here.
there's not a ton of multifamilies here. There's there's still a lot of apartment complexes around here. But I mean,
not like some cities.
Not like some cities. The bigger metropolitan cities like Miami, Houston, there's a lot of multifamily. I'm in South Louisiana and Lafayette. There's a good bit of multifamily, but it's not overpopulated. But it's all relative, right? It depends on what market you're in. It's freaking relative. I can't sit here and tell you what works for my market. I can tell you what works in my market, but I don't know what market you're in. But definitely, definitely start with single family homes. Now, multifamily, look, if you're already super wealthy, if I had $50 million in my checking account or $10 or $20 million, I wouldn't buy single family homes. I would definitely buy multifamily. Because why? It's a great preservation tool to preserve your wealth and keep it from inflation eating at it, right? Because then you can dump it into a 100-unit apartment complex and it's spitting out cash for you, month in and month out, and it's all concentrated in one area to where your property manager is not like going all over the place. That's the downside to single family. Like, it's easier to sell off. However, you have the in between space and time that you have in between all these different single family homes that could be, it could get kind of aggravating from a property management standpoint of trying to manage all this, right? So Brad says in Florida.
A lot of people.
But no, my goal of it. I think eventually I'd like to get into multifamily. Here's my thing. If I'm gonna buy high end stuff, I like beach condos and beach houses. That's what we have. We have a place in Orange Beach, Alabama that kills it. That rents like a machine, like all year long. And I have a place in Destin, Florida, on the beach that rents like a machine. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I love single family homes. And let me give you another reason why single family homes are better than multifamily. I can't steal multifamily deals, meaning I can't buy a multifamily for half of what it's worth. I say I can't. I'm sure you people have and you can, but it's less.
Harder.
It's much harder. It's less likely. Single family homes, I can buy them for half of what they're worth all day long, through using my wholesaling business, because all the leads that come through my pipeline, I get these motivated sellers, and I can buy these deals for 60 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. I can't buy an apartment complex for 40 cents, 50 cents on the dollar. It's tough. It's too tough. So that's kind of my play on it. I can capture value and equity 10 times more in a single family home than I can on a multifamily. Now, some of you guys may feel like that you probably could do that, and I'm not. Maybe some of you on this thread have done that with. Oh, watching my baby. Maybe some of you have done that.
Skills get the deals.
Skills get the deals. She's learning. You hear that? Skills get the deals. To pay the bills.
Mama's car note.
And Mama's car note. Cody, what's up? I appreciate that, my brother. Corey, hey, Corey, what's going on, my brother? Question, thank you. Phyllis, hey, what's going on? Sharon Bentley, Ruben, happy wife. Hey, Ruben, you figured it out, my brother. Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly what I'm saying.
You heard that? You heard that, Mama? Yeah.
That'll make me happy.
Yeah. Kevin, Anthony, his program does a great job of showing you how to find cash buyers. I can attest to that. Awesome, Kevin. Appreciate it. Kevin's in my program. Kevin is from Austin, Texas. Him and his wife are in my program. They're killing it. Whoa, watch that fire.
That's not good.
No, almost got fire to the back. All right, let's see. Keegan, G-Wagon. Yeah, G-Wagon. Yeah, she's...
I've been kicked out already.
Yeah, she wants the G-Wagon, but I don't know about all that.
Or the Rover. I'm okay with it.
Or a Rover, huh? Okay. All right, let's answer some more questions. Corey, my biggest problem is finding real buyers. Corey, you're right, Corey. You know,
Everybody wants to be
everybody acts like they're a cash buyer until it's time to do what cash buyers have to do. Listen, everybody acts like a cash buyer, says they're a cash buyer until it's time to buy a deal cash, right? I know that because I've experienced that. Let me tell you to find the best cash buyers. Create them. Listen to what I just said. Where do you find the best cash buyers? Create them. My best cash buyers have been by me going and selling high net worth business owners who have tons of cash, who are not in real estate, selling them on me, what I do, the value of the service I bring, and real estate, right?
And your other cash buyers sell you.
Exactly. I show them, hey, look, man, why are you not in real estate? Like, you got $10 million sitting in your checking account. Why are you not buying deals? Like, I got deals that I can sell to you for almost half of what they're worth, that you can get a better return than all that money you have in the bank. And it was like, oh, really, Chris? Let me see some of your deals. Go, and after you tell them about it, don't just tell them. Go show them. Get a deal under contract. Go show them, look, here's the numbers. I got this property for $100,000. It's worth $180,000. Market rent in this area is, $1,850, $2,000 a month. Can you put $100,000 in the bank and get $2,000 a month on your return? No, Mr. Cash Buyer, but you can buy this property for half of what it's worth, or 60 cents on the dollar, and you can get $2,000 a month in rent. And see how I'm selling? I'm selling the benefits, advantages of what I do as a wholesaler, right? The benefits and advantages that I find deals with tons of equity and property. I know how much money they're going to bring in rent. And it makes me seem credible when you know all these numbers. It's in a good school district, right? It's like the benefits, perks, and advantages of the deals. And I know this because I know my market. And when you talk like this to a cash buyer, like, man, this guy knows what the frick he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn your market. So Corey, does that make sense, Corey? On go network, go find, and we talked about this earlier on the thread, Corey. Go to the Section 8 office, and go ask all the girls over there, where all the cash buyers at, who's the best cash buyers, and go to the courthouse, right? The sheriff's sales for the foreclosures. Oh, look at my baby. I got him trained. Check this out. Show him, baby. Show him.
Look,
sweet. There you go, my baby.
Look at Anderson over there.
There you go. Good job, my babies. Way to go. Good job. That's a good work ethic right there. See that? Oh, yeah, my baby. Hey, what you got to say, my baby? Skills pay the bills, my baby. That's funny. All right, so let's answer my... Corey, I'm locking up 4 to 7 deals a month, but I'm leaving money on the table by splitting deals with other wholesalers. Okay, Corey, I'm glad you bring that up, Corey. You need to find out who the real cash buyers. That just tells me that your cash buyers that you have are not real cash buyers. They're too picky. That's another point. You're gonna get cash buyers that they're gonna beat you down. Like, don't let them beat you down. Like, put them at the end of your list. But yeah, just go on to the next guy and just say, look, if you don't want to buy my deal for this price, I know, because they're gonna look. If you're an idiot, I'm not saying you're an idiot, but if you don't know how much that's why I always say you got to know your numbers. If you don't know what your deal is truly worth, and you don't know how much equity and value you've captured on a deal, your cash buyers are gonna sense that, and they're gonna try to steal the deal from you and give you way less than what you could have or should have got. Know your numbers, sell them on the features, benefits, and advantages of the deal. Know the market rent, know the ARV, know how much repair costs, know what it's going to be worth after repairs, and it makes you sound like you're the real deal, right? It makes you sound like you know what the hell you're talking about, and your cash buyer's going to be like, man, I ain't going to better steal it from this dude. Like, he knows what the hell he's talking about. So let's see. Fernando, what's up? Keegan, Tampa, Florida. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Tampa's awesome. I wouldn't mind being in Tampa. Anthony, already talked to Darren's. Starting the new year, I'll be starting the program and getting after it. Take care, Chris. Talks. Awesome, Anthony. Appreciate that. Ricky, what's going on? Mike, Brad. Brad's one of my students. Is it New Hampshire, Brad? I think that's where you're from. This dude hustles. That's one guy that freaking hustles in my program. It's Jared Spears and Brad. This dude, Brad, freaking hustles every day. He hits me up.
Get out of there.
All right.
What you doing?
Christopher. Fernando. Just got in here. Hope I didn't miss much. Man, you have to go back to the replay, my brother. Let's see. Jerry Reed and Malo. Ruben. Great point on the multifamily. I appreciate that, Ruben. Yeah, look, if you're just getting into the real estate game, don't start off with multifamily. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that think I'm an idiot for saying that, but it is. I wouldn't start with multifamily. I would start with a single family home that you can pick up. Yeah, it's a gradient scale. Start off with a single family home. Don't overdo it. Don't buy an expensive, buy something that's below you know, you don't want to buy in the hood, but you don't want to buy like middle class. Buy like in between, right? That sweet spot, I call it.
I know. Don't do
You know,
that.
it's something you can get, you know, that's no matter what the economy does, it's always going to rent. So my sweet spot in my area is anywhere from like 800, like, you know, 650 to 1200. That's my sweet spot. Now, depending on what market you're in, it's all relative. If you're in a high-end market, you know, like Miami, right? The sweet spot may be 1500 to 2000. That may be the lower end rent.
Good job.
You want to buy where there's the biggest pool of people to rent. And if you buy where there's the biggest pool of people and you buy with equity and you buy in a good area and with a, you know, something that doesn't need a ton of work, it's got a newer roof, new AC, you're golden, man. You're golden. You won't have to put a lot of money into it for a while. Scott, Gene's one of my students. James Wyman.
I had a good question right
What's the question, Mama?
Do you do professional inspection with every wholesale deal?
No, I don't do. When I first got started, I hired an inspector. I spent about $300 a month. But after about 4 or 5 inspections, I was like, man, I got this. I can figure this out on my own. You know, go on YouTube and just Google how to be an inspector, right? A house inspector. And it shows you to the T on exactly what an inspector does. Yeah, YouTube has all the information you possibly want. Joshua, what's going on from New Orleans? Mark, Alex, Eric. Buy the Rover if you need the write-off. Buy the Rover, he said. Huh? Ike, what's up? Ike's another one of my students from Austin.
Weighs more though.
Yeah. Eric says any car over 5,500 pounds. That's right. It all depends on the pounds. Yeah, no doubt. It definitely got to buy something, get 100% of the write-off. It has to weigh a certain amount. Ruben, put the deal on the silver platter. Yep. All right, Corey, makes sense. My goal is to have 3 to 5 guys. Exactly, Corey. You brought up another great point. Awesome. I have about 450 people on my cash buyers list. I really only about 40 to 50 of them are real players, and I really, out of that 40 or 50, I'd say 10 of them get all of my deals. I sell exclusively to those 10. And you kind of want to keep those. You find the guys that are the most serious, that have the most money, and you stick with those, and they close it fast, and you feed them, and you feed them, and they're happy. You're happy. Everybody makes money, and the transaction goes smooth and fast. Alex, never stop sweeping. Teaches you to be humble. Alex, dude, you crack me up, man. Alex, another one of my students. I think he's from Miami. Amber, Ted, David, Tom Still. 2018 goal, 100K pre-tax. Guys, Tim is just turned 18. He is from... Tim, where are you from? I know you're from California. I'm trying to figure out which part of California. I think you're right outside of Los Angeles. He just got into my program. The guy is not even 18, or just turned 18. Can you believe that? Freaking! If I'd have known about this when I was 18, oh my goodness, I would making way more money than I am now. That's for sure. Okay, Ricky, what?
Delray Beach is where he's from, Chris.
That's right, Delray. That's right, Tim. Delray Beach, not California. I have another student that's young that's from California. Ricky, what up, Chris? I watch all YouTube videos. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. And look, if you want to learn about it, go to chrisrood.com, book a call with me, and let's see if we can help you. Kevin, check your local area for Facebook groups full of cash buyers. Also, great point, Kevin. I'm glad you brought that up. Can pitch deals. Facebook group, closed Facebook groups, RIA meetings. You can find all the cash buyers you want on these groups, right? Ruben, do you do a professional inspection with every wholesale deal? No, we already went over that. I used to, not anymore. I do it myself. Eddie, what's going on?
It is pretty good to get the pest control people.
Yeah, you gotta
look at
pest control. You gotta know
termites
and that kind of
stuff,
you gotta know.
expensive.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're looking for.
And that you don't know what you're looking for with that.
Because termites you can kind of overlook. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Any tips on the LA market? The returns out here are insane. Man, the LA market's a different animal. I mean, the Los Angeles market is just. You're gonna have to better spend a lot of money on marketing. You're gonna have to be real good to put a dent over there, because if you're just getting started and you can only spend $1,000, you're gonna need to spend at least $5-10 grand a month over there to put a dent in the market.
You could drive outside your area.
I would hit the smaller niche markets in the outskirts of the bigger cities. That's where the money's gonna be made. The smaller cities in the outskirts, right? Robert, what's going on? Eric says, let's wholesale here in Beverly Hills. Oh man, I don't know about that. That place scares me.
What place?
Beverly Hills.
Oh, I don't know. Never been.
Eric says, I know buyers are different caliber here. Oh, no doubt. Everybody's got money in California. Everybody's a cash buyer. Ruben says, thanks, Chris. I didn't think I needed it. All right. Glenn Boatwright, what's going on? I learned brain surgery from watching YouTube. Fernando says, I learned brain surgery from watching YouTube. Yeah, dude, YouTube is freaking killer.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Ray Abood, what's up, my brother? Ray's a killer flipper from Pennsylvania. He's awesome. Chris, you rock. Appreciate that. Tim says, Delray Beach. Yep. Ricky is from York, Pennsylvania, too. All right. Craig Davis, should you ever cloud the title on assignment of Hey, Craig, that is a freaking fantastic question. Okay, so let me tell you a little story that...
I don't even know that answer.
No, I know the answer. I did this already. I had to do this recently. So I got a deal from a girl who's on drugs. And
she
knows
that
about
was the deal.
Yeah. I got a girl. I bought her kid diapers. Yeah, she had some problems. She was on crystal meth. I feel bad for her. She needed to sell her house fast. She obviously was on drugs. She kept on needing money, right? And I kept on helping her out because I felt bad for her. She had 2 or 3 kids. She couldn't feed them, couldn't put them in diapers. So I gave her some money.
It was a mess.
Anyway, yeah, she was a complete mess. You know, I'm a softie for stuff like that. I got 5 kids. But anyway, so she kept on going back and forth with me, trying to get more and more money out of me, right? More and more money after she already signed a contract, right? So after she couldn't get more and more money out of me, she's threatened to go to another person, even though she signed a contract with me. So what I did is I took her contract and I went to the courthouse and I filed it, and it clouds the title. She can't sell it now.
Yep.
Now she's stuck with, she has to sell it to me, or she's gonna have to,
But you worked on her for a
good while,
time.
yeah. So what you want to do, guys, if you have a deal and they playing you and they threatening to, first of all, you can tell them, hey, look, I'm gonna sue you. For one, if you try to sell it to somebody else. 2, just go file it at the courthouse. File it at the courthouse, and it'll cloud the title. If she does sell it to somebody else, they won't be able to sell it.
And she was okay with that.
Yeah, and you're gonna have the clouds. The titles will be clouded. They won't be able to sell it. So that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up, Craig. Great point. Carly, what's going on? James, thanks, Chris. Awesome. Okay, any more questions? Anybody want to come on live with me? Anybody want to come live?
Who's excited about GrowthCon?
GrowthCon, yeah.
I'm excited about everything but the flight.
Yeah.
I hate to fly. It's keeping me up at night.
Ruben, real world advice, raw footage. Exactly, Ruben. This business ain't easy, guys. You got to work hard, you got to bust it, and you got to freaking work your tail off, man. It's not easy, but it's an absolute blast. So give me a thumbs up if you want to, you want to jump on. Tim says private jet to GrowthCon, Chris. Yeah, she's trying to figure out a way to do that. 47,000 for a private jet.
I'd rather a car.
For 47,000, I can buy me another vehicle and drive it.
Yep, he can drive me there.
So,
which I love road trips. I'm all about.
Craig Davis wants to jump on. Let's have Craig on. Let's see.
Stop running around. It's slippery.
It's inviting Craig Davis.
I've never done
Dave
that.
said, me. We'll get you back on, Dave. We'll have you hop on. Let's see, it's thinking. Craig, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Arden, don't run.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you, my brother.
Oh, the volume up, maybe?
My volume's all the way up. Let's see. Man, I can't hear you, my brother. Maybe your phone's on mute. Is your phone on mute? There you go. Now I can hear you. There you go, my brother.
Can you?
I can hear you now.
Hey, how's it going,
man?
All right.
Where you from?
Yeah. I'm from New York originally, but I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Yeah, that's a good market.
Yeah, well, it was when I first got back started in 07. Took a little hiatus, got married. My wife didn't believe in real estate, so now I'm back at it and trying to put some deals together. I got my first one in 8 years, actually. And it's an assignment of contract, like I was just telling you. And I settled out. I just heard you when you said you should know your market and know what you got, but I was so anxious to close. Instead of making 16, I'm about to make $8,000. But right before Christmas, it's a good way to get back into the get back.
Yeah, man. So you've done wholesaling in the past before, Patty. Go inside.
No, I did fix and flips in the past back in 07 when the money was around and you could you could get money, hard money loans and stuff like that. So I did the fix and flips. This is, wholesaling is me trying to get back liquid.
Right. I got you. So you used to go for the full retail side. You were flipping houses.
Right. When I first got in the market, yeah. And it crashed in 07. And here I am now back trying to just get my feet wet.
You brought up a good point. See, if you were wholesaling back in 07 and when it crashed, it wouldn't have mattered. You see?
Exactly. Now you tell me.
That's why I love wholesaling. It's a recession-proof business because when the economy gets worse, wholesaling gets better. Because you're selling to cash buyers mostly and you're selling to investors. Even if they finance, they're going to be financing with smaller community banks most of the time. And those banks don't lock up. It's the bigger banks like Chase, JP Morgan, all those bigger banks that are all locked up. Not the smaller community banks. And then, like I said, most of your buyers are going to be cash buyers. So it won't matter, right? If you're wholesaling a deal, you're going to sell it to an investor. Most of the time they have cash. So that's why I love wholesaling. You got to be careful, guys. If you're leveraged out on retail, you better make sure if the music stops that these deals, you either need to unload all the inventory you got, or you better make sure that they're a decent rental, that you can just rent them out, right? Because the retail side is kind of a dangerous play. You make more money with a lot more headache, but it's a little bit more dangerous than wholesaling.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And your point earlier, that's a great place to find. I sold this property. I made a flyer. I sold it at the courthouse steps.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So you had a deal
this month.
You had a deal in the contract and you brought it to the courthouse steps?
Yes. I made a flyer and I sold it. I just walked around and sold it. That's what cash buyers are. They're buying all day long right up there.
That's a great nugget, man. You hear that, guys? So he got a deal in the contract, went to the courthouse steps with a flyer and sold it at the courthouse steps. Man, that. Oh, looks like he dropped off. All right, dropped off. Anybody else want to come on? Let's see. That was a good little tip, though. Let's see. All right. Now it says, Chris, Rood, what can I do today for you for 150? Love to hear from you. For 150? What the hell? You want me to shake my butt or something for you? I do a lot for 150 now.
150? Gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, Tim, can't wait to hear him either. Let's see. Tim Silk, 07 I was practically a baby. Yeah, you were young. I've said, Mr. Chris, it's urgent. Please call me at 604.
Yes. Sounds like spam.
Sounds like a spam call. All right, let's see. Ruben, great tip. Alan, what's up, Alan? Christopher Anthony, hey, Chris, what can I do to seal a house? What do you mean seal?
Sell.
Sell a house? Okay, sell a house.
Go to chrisrood.com.
Well, go to chrisrood.com, book a call with me, and get you in my program. Let's get you rocking and rolling, give you all the nuggets you need. Now, what's up, Alan? So there is another little ninja way to increase your profits. I just thought about that. I didn't talk about it earlier when we were talking, and that is to put your deal. Now, not every state's going to allow you to do this. There are certain contracts out there where you get a house in a contract, and you can market the contract and the house on MLS. Not every state's will allow you to do that. You have to have special paperwork to do this. I believe Than Merrill's got a contract that you can do it with. But check with your state. But if you get a house in a contract, you can throw it on MLS and market the contract on MLS. Let's see. Kenneth says, yeah, man, downtown courthouse auction is great for marketing your business and deals. Absolutely, Kenneth. Awesome. Kenneth is from Lafayette, too. He's another wholesaler. All right. Kevington Burroughs. Okay, anyway, guys, so look. I'm going to be at GrowthCon. I'm sponsoring it. I want you guys to, if you go on to GrowthCon, even if you're not interested in real estate, I still want to say hello and network with as many people as I can that
We're going to have a booth.
That are 10X. I'm going to have a booth set up over there, selling some of my coaching packages and programs. Now, if you buy before GrowthCon, if you buy my coaching package, you're going to get a ticket to GrowthCon. We have some executive tickets. I even have a few VIP tickets. And I even have some, the VIP are some $10,000 tickets. I even have a few Premier VIP, which is some $15,000 tickets. So if you want to go to GrowthCon and you want to learn about wholesaling, knock two birds out with one stone. Go to chrisrood.com, book a call with me, and we'll see if we can help you start the new year awesome and try to, make a lot of money in wholesaling and real estate, and, go to GrowthCon right after that, guys. So book a call with me, chrisrood.com. Follow me on YouTube, Chris Rood. Follow me on Instagram at Real Estate Rood. And I want to help you guys. I really love this game. I'm passionate about helping my students. It's a fun game. It's absolutely a blast to do. You can do this on the side. You don't necessarily have to do this full time. It helps if you can do it full time.
You're gonna want to do it full time.
You're gonna want to do it. Yeah, you're gonna want to do it full time after you start making some money. Fernando says, "How much is your program, Chris?" So Fernando, dude, I have tons of different pricings. We have anywhere from $10,000, $5,000, $3,500, $2,000, $1,000, and $500. I mean, we have a price point for anybody's budget, guys. Tim, your program is the best investment I've ever made. Yeah, Tim, I appreciate that. Tim is 18 years old. I'm this kid right here I'm so impressed with, because he's 18, investing in himself. He's from Delray Beach, Florida. He's super sharp, by the way, Tim. When I talked to you, I was super impressed. For 18 years old, you talk like you're 28 years old. So I can't wait to see you progress and make a lot of money in this business, dude. You're freaking awesome. Justin, what's going on? Justin just joined the program too. Rashad. So anyway, guys, anybody else want to jump on Smooth as Silk Real Estate?
What are you doing,
I love it.
Look at you.
Craig said, "What is GrowthCon?" Okay, so GrowthCon is, if you know who Grant Cardone is, Grant Cardone is putting on a entrepreneur conference for business owners and entrepreneurs who want to 10x their growth in business, finance, life, everything, right? I mean, they want to.
It's like spiritual.
It's like going to church for
business.
business. Like going to church for business.
It was so good.
It was freaking awesome. I mean, it's one of the best things that I've ever attended. It freaking changed the way you think, your mindset, everything. Krista, how old do you have to be to start selling houses? I think to get your real estate license, I think you have to be at least 18. So.
But you don't need a license to wholesale.
You don't need a license to wholesale. There's no, I don't believe there is a particular, I don't think there's to wholesale. I don't think you'd have to have
no.
it. As long as you're 18.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can buy a house when you're 18.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, as long as you're 18. So, Tim says, from the gospel according to Cardone.
I'm serious. It was spiritual. It was so good.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome, guys. Anyway. Veronica, what's going on? Listen, guys, please share and invite. And if you have questions, post them at the bottom. I'll come back and answer them during the day. So just post any questions you have. But
and a lot of times, if you can't afford the program and you team up with somebody else who wants to, you could. That's a great point.
That's a great point. My wife just said, if you can't afford the program, find somebody and partner up with them, and buy the program together. Do it as a team. I have one guy in my program. The guy borrowed the money to get into my program, and now he's got like $30,000 in his pipeline. He made $9,000 in his first deal in 35 days. He didn't have a dime to his name. Borrowed the money from his friend, and has now made all his money back plus more, and has got another $30,000 in his pipeline. And that's Stephen Miller from Ohio. Freaking
his
awesome.
Story is
His story is freaking awesome.
Amazing. He had like a seventh grade.
Seventh grade. Yeah, I mean.
Seventh grade education.
Kendrick, would you recommend getting a license to complement your wholesaling business? Access to absolutely. I wouldn't. If you're the wholesaler, don't get your license. Get your loved one. Get your wife or husband to get their license. There's no need for you to get it. But I'm the wholesaler / investor. My wife's got her license, and she flips too. She takes the best deals that I get from my wholesaling business, and she flips it. So that's what I would do.
It's finished.
Because a lot of the deals, Kendrick, that come through my pipeline, they're not qualified as wholesale deals, right? They want full retail, and that's okay. I just push them over to my wife. My wife how many listings you got right now from a wholesaling business?
10 or 12, something.
You heard that? 10 or 12 listings right now from a wholesaling business. So don't waste the lead. Get your wife to get her license. The leads come through, you filter them. They're not motivated. Send them to your wife. Does that make sense, Kendrick? Let me know if that makes sense. Hey, what's up, Veronica? Christopher, my dad that you just got off the phone with love. Oh, that was your dad, Christopher? Awesome, man. He's a super, super cool guy, man. That's awesome. Damien, Paul. What's up, Paul?
Ma'am. You can
Good show. Who dat? Kendra says yes, sir. Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, guys, like the real estate game's a fun game. Like even if you don't like real estate and you own a business or you have a full-time job, you need to learn how to find deals. You need to have real estate in your portfolio. If all your money's tied up in the stock market, I think it's a gamble, guys. I think that's a gamble. I think it's riskier than buying a little house that you can pay 30, 40, 50 grand for, get $1,000 a month and rent it out. It may be a little headache to do that, managing, tenants. However, you can feel, see, and control the asset. If you got your money all tied up in the stock market, you don't control that. I mean, the market crashes, dude. You're up shit creek with no paddle, right? So
not a good place
definitely get something, get some deals. Figure out how to wholesale. If you know how to wholesale, you can find all the deals you need, right? So Keegan, if you had $500 a month in advertising, where would you spend it? I would do just bandit signs, Keegan. That's what I would do. And I would get some business cards and go hand them out to all the realtors. I would hand them out to, I'd go to the courthouse, hand them out to all the people at the courthouse, landlords, if they come around. And there's a lot of landlords at the courthouse that may want to get rid of a deal, right? Because they're burnt out about it and they want to get rid of it. And
once they're older, they sell off.
Yeah, and look, the key is if you don't have a lot of money to advertise, build up a huge cash buyers list. It doesn't take a lot of effort to build up a huge cash buyers list. If you have a huge cash buyers list, then you can network and have a bunch of JV deals with other people, and basically split the deals with them, or get a portion of it by leveraging your network of cash buyers, right? All right. Tim says, talk to your town about their sign policy. Delray Beach, my town, bans signs and has a task force that
I would think so.
removes signs. I would think so. That's too high end of a market. The more high in the market,
right, you go in the little outskirts.
Yeah, you go in the outskirts. The more high in the market, the less likely you're gonna be able to put bandit signs out. But if you don't, if you can't put bandit signs, get some billboards. Get a billboard. I have a bunch of billboards in town. It's doing really well. So, Ruben, get that guala. Awesome, Eric. So Chris, you ever got deals from divorce attorneys? Yes, I teach that in my course. Go network with divorce attorneys. I have. I've had referrals from attorneys sending me people that gotten divorced, or people in probate, or people that are inheritance. Network with people who are in the trenches, right? Divorce attorneys, realtors, all these people contractors, all these people that are connected to real estate. You can do that. Okay, Christopher Anthony wants to join your. Christopher, you want to come on? So, Mark, what are your thoughts if you have $30K to invest? A friend has about.
Let him in, Aniston.
Let's see. Let's let him in. What are your thoughts if you have $30K to invest in it? Then I would buy. I'd buy a house that's worth 60 or 70. Pay cash for it with your $30K, and then turn around and pull a line of credit on that house, and the bank will give you 80% of appraised value. So you'll turn that $30K into $50K. Does that make sense, Mark? Hey, man, can you hear me? Hey, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
Good, man. How old are you?
I can hear you.
How old are you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm 16.
You're 16 years old, man. That's
16.
awesome.
Huh?
Man, that is freaking awesome. You need to get into real estate at 16. You need to start learning about it.
My dad loves it.
Your dad loves real estate, huh? That's awesome.
The man Craig Davis, you just got off the phone with, he loves real estate. I see people trying to find houses for sale to get extra money and do different things.
Right.
I said, I want to start.
That's awesome, man.
Take my steps.
You know what you need to do? The first thing you need to do is you need to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If I was 16 years old again, I would start with reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and read the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Okay? I want you to read a lot of books. Read as many books as you can on business and finance and mindset. If I was 16 years old again, that's what I would do.
Where do you stay?
Where do I
Hello?
what?
Where do you
Where do
stay?
we live? Where do we live?
Uh-huh.
I live in Lafayette, Louisiana, in the deep south.
Louisiana?
Yeah,
Huh?
that's right.
I think
Yep.
I'm down there for Christmas.
You going to Louisiana for Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So hopefully I
Well,
get
cool.
to meet you.
Look, make sure you eat some gumbo while you're here, okay? Eat some gumbo and some jambalaya.
Okay.
All right. Well, cool, man. Make sure you read those books, all right? And you have a good night.
Don't forget the crawfish.
Hey, that's right. Crawfish etouffee.
Yes.
All
Why
right.
don't we say ball crawfish?
All right, you too.
Crawfish
Bye.
All right, my brother. You have a good night. All right.
What's this?
Yeah. You too.
Say it.
All right. Bye.
Skills
Hi.
get the real.
All
What's
right.
your
Bye,
surname?
dude. All right, man. You have a. All right. Let's see. Great books increase your knowing. That's right, Ruben. That's exactly right. Jeremy Ruben, what's going on? What to Chris Rood? What's happening, my brother? Jeremy, you want to come on here with me? Jeremy's the man. Let's get Jeremy on here. You want to come on here? Where's Jeremy Rubin? Jeremy, let's get Jeremy Rubin on here. You want to come on, my brother? Jeremy's got some knowledge he's gonna drop. Jeremy's a badass flipper from California. He kind of concentrates on flip. I think he does a little bit of wholesaling. Rubin, you want to come on here? Or you probably, if you're half naked, it's all good, my brother. I know you all buffed up. We are. Ken Walls, what's going on? Mike, Isaac, Dan.
Okay,
Ruben, let's invite Ruben. Let's see if Ruben wants to come on here.
All this black stuff is gonna get on you. This.
Bring Jeremy Rubin on. Let's see if Jeremy can't bring Jeremy on camera. Yeah, he can't come on. He must be out of search. So anyway, guys, let's see. We about Tim. You want to hop on? All right, let's get Ken. What's up, Ken? Let's get Tim on here. Tim is one of my students from Delray Beach. He's just turned 18 years old.
I hear that's like an awesome place to
Yeah,
live.
no, it's freaking phenomenal from what I hear.
What's going on?
Tim, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Damn, dude, you look like a movie star. What's going on?
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Tim is one of my students from Delray Beach.
Hey, skills baby.
Skills pay the bills. That's right. So, Tim, how's the course coming, my brother?
Love it. I've finished the course, got business cards going, working on my sales funnel, working on all that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Everything makes sense?
Yep. A lot simpler than I thought it was.
We need to get
It is simple, man. It's real simple. The hardest part is just the hustle, right? Going out there and take action and go and network with people. And dude, I can't believe, dude, you're 18 years old. You have the mind of about a 35-year-old, dude.
We have an 18-year-old.
Yeah, we have 18.
He doesn't think like you.
That's freaking awesome, dude. What got you interested in real estate at such a young age?
I've just noticed living in this area, especially down by the beach, that's where the most expensive properties are. That's where all the money is. So
Yep.
all the money.
Yeah, man. The richest people are in real estate. More millionaires are made through real estate than any other asset class. That's for sure. Awesome, dude. I really appreciate you joining my course. I can't wait to help you freaking crush it. I know you're going to do really good. So, but yeah, dude, if you need any help, you know where to hit me up on Vox. I think you have been. We've been talking on Vox almost every other day anyway.
Well, how does he find the program easy to go
So,
through?
yeah, he said the program it all made sense. Patty, watch her before she sets something on fire. Yeah, I mean, he said everything makes sense. He's good to go. So, well, awesome, brother. You have any questions for him? You got anything you want to talk about?
Um,
You're gonna burn your fingers.
I'll let you know if anything pops up, throw it in the comments.
Okay, well, hit me up on the comments. But thanks for coming on. And
if you find a good deal by the beach,
yes. Oh, that's a good point.
send it our way.
Hey, yeah, we're
We're
buyers.
beach people.
Yeah, we love the beach. We buy on the beach. We're buying a house in Destin right now. We close on it Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. But Delray, we don't have to be on the beach, but as long as it's around the beach.
A view would be good.
A view would be good. So yeah, if you pull an absentee owner list and you get a good smoking hot deal, let me know.
I will.
See,
But
that's
2 months
It is a funny.
Beautiful.
Put me on your cash buyers list.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, and I appreciate you joining my program. I'm going to do everything I can to make you successful in this. Just go out there and take massive action on all the content I give you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. You have a good night.
You too.
Take care.
Somebody just
All right.
joined from.
All right. What's going on? Ken, Josh, July. Hello, man. What's Crystal, Shane, Jason, Robert. Tuned in from Pineville. Yeah, I talked to Robert a couple weeks ago.
He needs to get the deals in Toledo Bend. I
Yeah.
hear there's tons of deals out there.
Yeah, there's probably, yeah, Robert's
Lots
from
of
the
deals.
North Louisiana. Eric, I'll find you a smoking deal in Malibu Beach. Yeah, dude, but I'm not spending freaking $10 million on the
know.
freaking beach over there when I
He
can
still has
buy
to buy me a car.
when I
Can't
can
do
buy
that.
a badass beach house for $1 million or less, in Destin, Florida, that rents that the cash on the cap rate's 10 times better than that. That's the only problem with California is the prices are just too inflated, man. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
And
it's
not
too
to mention the HOAs are
yeah, and
crazy.
it's too hard to make that stuff cash flow. I mean, unless you steal it. I don't know of a way that you can possibly make that stuff cash flow. So unless you're paying cash for it, which I don't, property's that expensive, I don't pay cash for them. All right, so Renee, hello, Kenneth, Dave, I'll find you some deals by Virginia Beach. Cool, man.
Virginia Beach, I hear, is
Yeah.
really popular.
Yeah,
I
we
have
got
not been.
Virginia's cool. But anyway, guys, been on here for a good while. If you have any other questions, post them in the comment. I'll come back to them and answer them. In the meantime, work on your real estate business. If you need help, go to chrisrood.com, book a call with me, follow me on YouTube, and I want to help you make 2018 your best year ever through real estate. All right? All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Peace.